Global warming and the resulting climate change is the reality of our time. Scientists predict that in the 21st century, the Earth's average temperatures will rise between 2 degrees Celsius and 6 degrees Celsius. Increased warming will reshape the world in numerous devastating ways. The global population will be greatly impacted by these changes, and many regions have already experienced the consequences of the rising temperatures in their own backyards. The Intergovernmental Panel on Climate Change remarked in their first assessment that these changes could initiate large migrations of people, leading over a number of years to severe disruptions of settlement patterns and social instability in some areas.
Burma is an extremely vulnerable country as the vast majority of its population currently lives in low-lying areas, which can be subject to frequent and severe floods.
Yeah, I'm actually formerly a refugee. Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah, because a few years ago, with I don't know if you consider climate change, the tsunamis that happened somewhere 2005 or 7. Yeah, there are a lot of that created internally displaced person placements, a lot of internally displacement, and also influx of refugee into Thailand.
We all know that the global temperature is increasing at an unprecedented rate. Water expands as it warms, which contributes to the sea level rise and accelerates the melting of ice. Ice sheets, like those covering Greenland, cause increased sea levels due to their rapid melting for 3 reasons. 1. The warmer ocean temperatures increase the rate of ice melting. 2. Ice has a high albedo and usually reflects insolation, but there is a positive feedback loop. When the ice begins to melt and exposes the darker water with lower albedo below, it results in faster melting. 3. Melting from glaciers can cause tunnels to form in the ice that reach all the way to the ground and lubricate the glaciers, causing them to fall into the oceans and melt even faster. All of this melting is going to impact the globe's coastal cities, resulting in migration from those locations as people are forced to leave their homes due to resulting destruction.
Due to the melting of Earth's glaciers and ice sheets, our sea levels are rising and are projected to reach terrifying heights that will impact millions of people living along the shore. In the past 20 years alone, the sea level has risen 3.2 millimeters per year, which is double the average speed of what was seen 80 years prior. Recent studies state that by 2100, the oceans will rise 0.8 to 2 meters. This will flood many of the cities along the coast of the U.S.
Flash flood, whatever you call it. So a lot of people are displaced. So they have to move from one refugee camp to another.
The science would agree with the view that it's already causing, people to move. That changes in climate, changes in flora, fauna, movements, and things are also causing people to move. If you go back into history, what did people do? They once we got out of the trees and figured out we wanted to go chase animals, and as the animals migrated, so did we, right? Well, I think science is showing where there's changes in climate, where there's changes in rainfall patterns and things like that, and these are displacing people. People are being displaced by this. Miami, for example, right now, it's, the ocean is rising, and so water is coming up when it rains, through the sewer systems and things. People know, and yet, it's like then it goes down, and everything's fine, and we live 30 stories up in that. So we don't, we're not feeling, of course, these effects, and we don't see it elsewhere. Hear about some place in the world, again, where these island nations are causing people to move, and what's the reaction of most of the world? It's like, well, as long as they don't move here, right?
In an effort to address this problem, some small towns in Alaska recognized the danger they were in and are currently relocating their residents. This mass relocation is incredibly costly, with one small community needing to pay $180 million. For many of the smaller nations facing the impending doom of rising sea levels, they cannot afford a relocation program and need support in moving and protecting their people. Without this support, the result is mass migration, and many countries are already overwhelmed by incoming individuals under current conditions.
I think it'll really hit home when the Antarctic ice sheet drops into the ocean, or the Greenland ice sheet slides into the ocean, and they create some massive, like 3-meter rise in the ocean. And then you're going to see people like say, well, why didn't you do something? What the hell happened? And
one thing is like, when I was in a refugee camp, every year we have a flooding. And that's like, we don't really move in other places, but it's just like every year you constantly have to fear of the water.
that's the trouble with gradualism. I made this comment in class one. It's actually, it was a guy played a joke on his fellow worker every day coming early, and he cut like 1/8 of an inch off the 4 legs of his chair, right? And every day, 1/8 of an inch, right? And only, and the guy never noticed, of course, but one day he noticed his desk was up to here, and they go, hey, something's wrong, right? That's the problem with gradualism. And when you got oceans are heating. That's one of the reasons why the level is rising, right? But it's not causing people a mass movement of people yet, so they don't make that connection.